everyone, it's Jesse Hanson back for my second episode of this YouTube channel making. Where I left off, I talked about that I would bring more practical tools and techniques and ideas about how do we get through this. My last video was really about reframing what I'm now calling the coronation, and so hopefully you've been practicing that. Hopefully you've been trying to change your cognitive framework to be able to think about this as more of a ceremony, whether you're loving it or challenged by it, something that we're all going through. And I will quickly review, if you watched the other first video with Donald and I talked about the 3 centers of breath. I'm just going to reiterate it quickly. I think it is the simplest, quickest, free, infinitely free resource we all have. Imagining the 3 centers of yourself as your stomach, the heart, and the head. It's very simple, and we'll just do 3 if you'll join me, or at least think about doing it in your head if you're not ready to do it in your body. Just going to push the air out and then breathe in 1 to the stomach, just a little bit, 25% of the breath there. 2 to the heart, 60-70% of the breath there. And then the last 10-15%, just kind of visualize it going up through the crown of the head, along the back of the neck, and then exhale back down and out. Ideally, you're getting at least a 3 count. Maybe you can get 5, 7, even 10 seconds kind of inhales. Again, it's going to be into the stomach, into the heart, into the head. It's also nice to hold it up top for a few seconds, and then exhale back down. 3, heart, stomach, belly, heart, head. And the head, I know it's imagined, but it's an intention. It's like a lifting up, a working to be taller and more aligned. And then exhale, head, heart, stomach. So I encourage you to do your best to keep that going now as I go onwards, and see if you are able to just think of in and up, down and out. And ideally, if your spine is nice and tall, if you can get your feet flat on the floor, try to have 90 degrees angles in the hips and the knees. All these little things, they help, they add up. So as you keep the 3 centers of breath going to the best of your ability, I'm going to talk to you quickly about the psychological, spiritual, and neurological reality that though we are all one human and we have this one body, we have millions, maybe even trillions of neural networks. We have so many different potentials of who we can be as a person. A way I like to look at this is that we all have different parts of self. We all have a sad guy in there, an angry guy, a happy guy, or gal, whichever gender we are. And learning that and understanding that and becoming more able to recognize who's driving my ship, which part of me is coming out at any given moment, is essential for creating a high quality life as well as great mental health. So what I want to do with you guys today for the next roughly 5 or 7 minutes is harnessing the inner monk. Imagining that I have all these different guys inside of me, and again, it's imaginative in the psyche and in the imagination. And keep in mind, for the left brain science side of things, each of these different characters, each of these different parts of who I am are different neural networks inside my brain body. And so neurons that fire together wire together, which means that whatever paths I run most often and most common are going to be the ones that are my de facto settings. And what I want to do, and hopefully, is get you guys to be more aware of the inner monk who exists, even if you don't think it does. We all have some part of us that knows about inner peace. We all have some part of us that knows how to activate the polyvagal nervous system, where everything is calm and safe, even in chaos. So again, 3 centers of breath, if you will. Belly, heart, head. If you're willing to, you can rest the human eyes and open up the third eye, the pineal gland, the part of us that can see or sense, conceptualize with the eyes closed. And just do your best to recognize that I am more than my mind. I am more than my body. I'm more than my thoughts. I'm more than my feelings. I am the ability to be aware. I am consciousness. Expanding. And if you could, keep those 3 centers of breath going just see your everyday self in your mind's eye. Try to see whatever age you are, whatever day it is that you're watching this, just see your everyday self in your mind's eye, however you are. And just try to get a check-in to see the state of being. Am I currently stressed, happy, sad, in my body, out of my body, lost in my thoughts, wherever I am? Just pay attention and do your best to notice that. And maybe you can even quickly here think or feel about the different characters that I mentioned, the sad version of myself, the angry version of myself, the younger child version. Hopefully some of us know the older, wiser part of us. But just to remember that we all have these different parts. And if you would, keep those 3 centers of the breath moving through your body, in and up, down and out. Just daring to imagine, visualizing your current adult self as you are today, walking along a peaceful path out in a forest that's near a mountain. And as best you can allow your mind to expand and your imagination to go, just doing your best to witness that in third person, as if you were like a little eagle flying over, and watching yourself walk that trail and begin to ascend the mountain. And as you keep breathing deeply and slowly as best to your abilities, just as you walk those steps of the mountain, slowly but surely ascending towards the top, just dare to imagine your form changing more into whatever your inner psyche, whatever your imagination creates as a monk-like form of yourself. Maybe that's with robes, maybe that's with some other garb that you choose. It really doesn't matter. All that matters is that you begin to focus on the essence of a monk and remind all of us that a monk is about letting go, about silence, about detaching from all the needs of the everyday world. And as we get higher up this mountain, keep breathing, keep going up, get further away from the village with all of the distractions and the televisions and the substances and everything that we get distracted by. Just keep going up that mountaintop higher and higher until in your mind's eye you can see yourself reaching the top of that mountain and allowing yourself as much as possible to be that monk form, and visualizing yourself sitting there in a lotus meditation posture, seeing your inner monk using the 3 centers of breath technique that I'm asking your physical body to stay tuned into. And as you do that, just feel what it's like to be on top of that mountain, harnessing your inner monk, even if it's just for these few minutes, not being so afraid or so attached or needing or wanting anything. Maybe you can hear some of these birds in my actual audio, maybe you can make them up in your mind's eye. Hear the sounds of nature. Look out on the mountaintop. And give me one more big breath, 3 centers of breath. Go in bigger and deeper than you have yet, please. Go big, surprise yourself so big and hold it in. Just keep it held. Elevate through the crown of your head. Be in the stillness. Be in the top of the mountain. Hold it a little longer. And blast it out of your mouth. Whew, let it go. And wherever that brings you to, whatever essence, whatever embodiment of that monk energy you can have, now allow this monk to swiftly descend the mountain and come back down to the path that leads back to the village, that leads back to your own home, that leads back to right where you're sitting in your current adult body, or teenager, child, whatever age you are, in actual 2020 life. Bring that monk energy right in, and in your mind's eye, do your best to allow them to merge. Whatever you gathered at the top of the mountain, bring it home, bring it into your physical body. As many of your cells that can feel it, let them feel it, let them rejoice. And may you do your best to keep this inner monk alive. Let him continue to be your friend and ally inside when you get frustrated, when you get scared, when you get angry at this situation or whatever else it brings up. Please do our best to remember this inner monk. I love this bird is 10 feet away from me just watching, singing. It's incredible. Another testimony that he's flying closer. Another testimony that whatever's happening right now, this coronation, Mother Nature is healing. And I hope we can all learn from her and heal along with her. I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Continue the journey. Be well. Harness the inner monk.